the model makes a heck of a lot of sense for us beyond just the hiring aspect. Sourcing is great. That's just one small piece of it, but all of the other things that he's rolling out with Sagan University, being able to add our ops manager here locally to help, because he's never managed and trained overseas employees, or more so remote. So being able to have him, provide him resources to help coach and help train those guys certainly helps. You're getting way more than just recruiting. Not only just the pricing model, the structure of the recruiting side, but the support throughout is certainly helpful. All of the weekly office hours, the training, Sagan University, all of that is just incredible.
Could you please introduce yourself and your business and talk a little bit about the customers who you serve?
Yeah, so my name's Jake Wakely. I am the owner of a number of different moving companies. Started 3 years ago with a single location in San Antonio, Texas, and we've since expanded across the state of Texas. We're now in 6 locations. So yeah, we serve a number of different verticals. Each location kind of has its own specialty right now. We do residential moving and storage, military service member, government, office industrial, last mile delivery, and interstate moving across the country.
Wow, that's a lot of verticals. And with all of those customers that you guys serve, did you use Global Talent before? Did you face any challenges with that, with hiring Global Talent before using our service, or this is something new for you?
We had one overseas rep in the Philippines prior. We used a different service to hire that person. Went okay. It was fine. No issues there. They've been good. I think the firm we use specialized in the Philippines. What we found is that for specific roles, that's perfect. However, given our geography, where we're at, it really made sense to find folks in different countries that specialize in certain areas. So like customer service reps, we hired one with y'all she's in Buenos Aires. And so time zone works out well, and we're in Texas. And so a lot of folks are Spanish speaking. And so it made a lot of sense to find somebody that was bilingual to be able to handle that as well. And then we did also get a marketing manager in Nairobi, she's fantastic. So just being able to use y'all to expand to different areas across the globe, depending on what they specialize in. I know certain folks are better in certain areas, so it made sense to have a service that allowed us to kind of branch out beyond the Philippines based on the exact role that we needed.
Yeah, I've actually spoke to Judy. She is definitely a jam. Yeah. But what made you decide to become a Sagan Passport member? So apart from this aspect of having, access to global talent from different countries.
John beat me down. John and I have known each other for years now, and we had talked a lot about, even when we hired using the other service, we had talked a lot about that. Ended up going with somebody else for that one, but he had helped us in another business with some automation and some form creation and stuff like that. And so he kind of let me know what was happening and just said, wait and hold. We've got something coming for you. I mean, the model makes a heck of a lot of sense for us beyond just the hiring aspect. Sourcing is great. That's just one small piece of it, but all of the other things that he's rolling out with Sagan University, being able to add our ops manager here locally to help, because he's never managed and trained overseas employees, or more so remote. So being able to have him, provide him resources to help coach and help train those guys certainly helps.
Wow. And can you describe your experience with our hiring process? You've already started talking a little bit about it, but maybe there's something in particular that you'd like to highlight there.
So Natalia, we found just through the general applicants. And so we kind of knew we needed customer service. She popped up. It was super easy to get connected with her, set up an initial conversation. The marketing manager, Judy, you mentioned, was a specific role that we needed with specific talents and needs. Worked really, really well using Sophia to just brain dump everything that we were thinking of what we needed, and then having y'all help refine exactly what that need is. Typically we're like, all right, we need all of this. It's like, okay, well, maybe we don't need all of that. Let's dial that in. So having them be able to go out and facilitate and dial in exactly what we need in a specific role certainly helped.
Awesome. And how did our subscription model benefit you and your business? Like, what has been the impact of hiring global talent with Sagan on your business so far?
From a pricing standpoint, it's more predictable cost. So it's not big hits every time we go to hire somebody. It's very predictable on what we're going to pay, what we're going to get. But we had tried, especially for like the customer service roles, we had tried 2 or 3 people here locally, and it just never really worked out. The costs for those people were way more than global talent, which I think is one piece, but just the work ethic, the mentality, the way they operate certainly felt a little bit more in line with what we needed. Very structured, very detail oriented. And so just being able to go beyond what we could find here in our local office made a lot of sense. We also have set up our businesses to run remotely. Me and my COO have very young kids, and so we're running remote as is. And obviously we've got locations across the state now, and so that was a very critical piece to us, is being able to hire remotely. And so it made sense to look globally as well for really highly qualified people that could fit specific roles for us.
And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And can you share a specific success story or some positive outcome from hiring for Sagan? I don't know, something recent that you can remember.
Judy in particular, I know you talked to her, she said she's a gem, and that's an understatement. We weren't quite sure what we were getting with her, and she's exceeded all expectations. I mean, she's taken off full social media plans, handling all the digital marketing, and even beyond that, we weren't quite sure what her capabilities were, and her being able to dive into SEO, website, Google My Business, monitoring, just the whole 9 yards. It's been phenomenal. Way more than we would have expected.
Wow, that's incredible. Really, yeah. She told me all about it, but I couldn't even imagine how much there was actually.
Kind of brought her in, and we're like, hey, we've got this, but also now we have this. And she's like, all right, let's go. It's like, all right, cool. So having that attitude of not just being like, whoa, this isn't what I signed up for, to absolutely, let's take it all on.
Wow, that's unique. And why would you recommend our service to other business owners?
Probably because you're getting way more than just recruiting. Not only just the pricing model, the structure of the recruiting side, but the support throughout is certainly helpful. All of the weekly office hours, the training, Sagan University, all of that is just incredible. And then I know that a lot of recruiting firms, especially with global talent, focus on a specific geography. And it goes way beyond that. I know it's been talked about a decent amount of times, but every country kind of specializes in their own kind of roles. And so being able to branch away from just, the Philippines or just South America or just Europe or Africa or whatever it may be, having a platform that spreads all of that at once and being able to dial in and pinpoint exactly who you're looking for is certainly very helpful.
Yeah, and you already mentioned a little bit about Sagan University and office hours. So how do you feel about being part of the Sagan community?
Personally, don't dive into it as much as I probably should, but I know it's been super helpful. Like I said, being able to bring in our team members to learn from it. That's probably one of the biggest opportunities. Is I messaged John, I was like, hey, I'm going to have our ops manager here locally dive in so he can help manage and coach those reps more. And he's like, sure, have him in. So that kind of thing has been awesome.
Wow. Yeah, and there's a lot there for sure for everybody on the team. Yeah. And the last but not the least, where do you see your business in the next 6 to 12 months as a Sagan Passport member? How many hires are you considering to make? Do you have an idea of who else you're looking for with global talent?
It's changing. We're actually working through our organizational structure and identifying those kind of members, but I would think at least 3 to 4 more hires, helping build out a more robust contact center, probably some finance members as well, some accountants internally, and maybe some operational support. But yeah, I would think at least a few more hires would definitely fill some gaps for us.